Today I effed up by hiding a shit in my girlfriend's garden. This one's a bit longer, so listen at your leisure. Also, happened a few years ago. TLDR, hid my shit in the girlfriend's garden. Someone found it. When I was around 20 years old, my girlfriend and I were visiting her parents over the weekend. She's a single kid, so her parents are a bit overbearing, but otherwise they're both very nice people. They're pretty well off, with a large house and a large, fenced-in yard with a cute little garden at the back corner. The visit was going well, and despite the general awkwardness associated with staying at your girlfriend's parents' home, it had been a lot of fun. Her father was the strong and silent type, but actually pretty goofy when in the right mood. Her mom was a bit fussy, but overall very caring and well-meaning. My girlfriend was awesome and really went out of her way to make me feel welcome. They even had a super friendly, super dopey black lab, named Marnie. Overall, they were a wonderful and accommodating family. Everything would have been perfect, had it not been for one unforeseen issue. On the second day at their home, I begin to feel a sizable amount of feces begin to accumulate in my colon. Now, one odd thing about me, I absolutely hate taking dumps when others are around. I can't even poop knowing my roommates are in the general vicinity, let alone my GF's parents. There was no way in hell I could shit in their home with everyone being there and knowing. I had been so careful to plan my shit schedule around this entire trip so that it would time perfectly for right before and right after the visit. Admittedly, I did eat a large dinner and breakfast, having been spurred on by not wanting to disappoint my GF's mom. Still, it shouldn't have warranted a shit so soon. I must have miscalculated. We were leaving the next day, so it wasn't a code red situation. Still, the mass continued to grow, and the discomfort was real. Furthermore, had I shat the next evening, the feces would have already compacted, making for quite the displeasurable expelling process. Still, all of this was better than shitting with the family knowing. No sooner than I had prepared myself to endure and persevere, did an unlikely glimmer of hope present itself. My GF's mom was going to go to the supermarket real quick, and wanted to know if we wanted anything. At this point, my angel of a GF gives me the out I had not been expecting. She tells her mom she wants to go as well to pick something up, and asks me if I wouldn't mind hanging out at the house alone for a few minutes. Weird, I know. At first I was a bit taken aback by her asking me this. Why didn't she even give me the option to go? Was she getting feminine stuff? Did she want to talk about me with her mom? Was she getting tired/annoyed of me? Did she want to give me some alone time? Regardless, she had granted me the perfect opportunity to take my gorilla shit. My GF's father was still at work, and my girlfriend and her mom had exited the building. It was just me and Marnie, the black lab. I sit for another minute, just to make sure they don't come back, having forgotten something. Marnie is laying on the carpet, looking at me knowingly. Once the coast was clear, I speed walk to the bathroom. Marnie follows me, but I cut him off and shut him out of the bathroom. Marnie can know I'm shitting, he licks his own ass. For all I care, it will be our little secret. Their bathroom is beautiful, and so unbelievably comfortable. Very well organized, a nice carpet for the toes, and a nice toilet cover for the ass. I take one of the largest, most handsome shits in my entire life. It was really a work of art, a single snake, unbroken, and so large that it was slithering out from the toilet water and up towards the seat. The textbook definition of a champion turd. My pride is fleeting though, as I quickly remember that time is of the essence. Letting out a satisfied sigh, I go to flush this champion to Valhalla. And, of course, like so many Tifus we've read before, the toilet won't flush. I freak out. How can this be? They have such a nice house, such a nice bathroom. Why won't their toilet fucking flush? This is a single link turd, resting in a straight line, optimal for flushing. So why the fuck wasn't the toilet flushing? Why was this happening to me? I look for a plunger. Why the fuck don't they have a plunger? Not only will everyone know I shat, but they will witness this creature firsthand. How was I going to explain this to them? Oh, hey Mr. Singer, I'm terribly sorry to inconvenience you with this, but there seems to be a shit anaconda nesting in your toilet. My heart begins to race. I start to panic. I'm not thinking clearly. I just know I can't get caught. I can't leave any evidence that this creature ever came into existence. I do the only thing that comes to mind. I spray the shit out of the room with air freshener, and turn on the bathroom fan. Then, I grab the anaconda with my bare hands and extract it from the water. Hundreds of things could have went wrong with this plan, leading to an infinitely more terrible situation than I was currently in, but miraculously, everything goes smoothly, for now. The anaconda doesn't collapse under its unsustainable mass, Like some deep-sea creature brought up from the depths, it remains healthy and retains form outside of its natural habitat. I luckily didn't lock the bathroom door, and I'm able to easily open it with my elbow. Marnie is where I left him, patiently waiting for me, truly, a loyal companion. Still, there is a glimmer in his eyes, he knows I possess something of value to him. I hip-bump Marnie out of the way, and head to the backyard porch. Marnie follows, eagerly. The back door is also unlocked, and I easily open it with my elbows. Marnie is close on my tail, but again, I cut him off and shut the door in his face. I speed walk to the back corner of T yard, where the garden is, careful to not get any evidence on my clothes. I gently rest the shit under some kind of bushy plant overbrush, making sure it's hidden by a cover of leaves, and walk back to the house. No one will ever know that this shit ever existed. And if you think about it, I also just blessed that bush with a generous amount of top-grade fertilizer. Though both my ego and hands were sullied, the secret would be safe with me. This memory would be repressed in no time. No one would know, not even me. I go back into the house, very thoroughly wash the streaks off my hands and forearms. The room faintly smells of freshener, but I don't detect the scent of shit. Excellent. The toilet bowl is clean with no stains on the porcelain. I turn off the bathroom fan and light, and close the door behind me. Just as everything was, no one would know the difference. There's still another good 30 minutes until my girlfriend and her mom return, and I spend the time playing with Marnie. We'd shared an extraordinary experience, and had formed an unbreakable bond. Marnie was a bro. Everything goes smoothly and well from this point. My girlfriend and her mom return, and I help them prepare for dinner. My girlfriend lets Marnie out to use the bathroom, since he's whining and pawing at the door. Marnie's out back for a lot longer than usual though, and has to be beckoned back into the house. Everyone's a bit preoccupied, and no one pays him any attention when he comes back, and after a few moments of neglect, he resigns himself to his doggy bed. Occasionally, I get faint whiffs of a fart, or trash, or something else nasty but think nothing of it. An hour or so later, Mr. Singer gets home from work. Marnie, being the loyal pup that he is greatly excited at his master's return, and trots over to the front door to greet him. My GF always told me that Mr. Singer was from Kentucky, but I'd never heard an accent. I remember what happened next as if it were in slow motion. Mr. Singer, delighted to see Marnie, reaches down and strokes the dog's head and back. Mr. Singer's expression changes from delight to confusion to horror to rage, as he jerks his hand off from Marnie's back to inspect it. He looks at Marnie, then looks at everyone in the room.
"Shit,"
he declares loudly to the room. My heart begins to pound. Looking closely at Marnie, there is the faint glistening of shit frosting caked onto his back. The damn dog found the anaconda, and crushed it with his back. Mr. Singer's hand is covered in my shit. It doesn't seem like anyone other than myself has fully grasped what Mr. Singer is attempting to communicate. My GF, his wife, and Marnie all look at him with curious faces.
"It's shit,"
he reiterates.
"Get this dog outside. He's got shit all over him."
I finally hear the accent. I help Mr. Singer bring Marnie out, and we hose the dog down. Marnie is absolutely delighted, but Mr. Singer is understandably pissed. Does Marnie usually roll in his own poop? I ask, innocently.
"That wasn't Marnie,"
Mr. Singer says solemnly.
"That was from some big animal that got into this yard."
I don't think anyone ever found out it was me, but Mr. Singer was oddly reserved after that point forward.